I've got a great way to help you understand how the angle of the transmission, the angle of the pinion, and the angle of the drive shaft can cause vibration in a vehicle. Next.
This video is sponsored by TrackMotive. 4 great lines, 1 great company. Visit trackmotive.com for more information.
This is just a really quick experiment you could try at your toolbox to help you understand why drive shaft angle is so important. First, try hooking up 2 universal joints with a socket wrench and an impact at one end. Make sure it can turn. You'll notice with both joints almost flat that it spins very consistently and the tone is about the same and the RPM change never happens. As we increase the angle of the joint, this is where you start to hear this ratchet speeding up and slowing down, speeding up and slowing down as the drive shaft angles change. This could result in vibration and noise heard by the customer, and in some cases they'll notice this drivetrain problem. So let's run through a couple different scenarios that can happen with the drive shaft. Let's say there's an issue with the rear motor mount and all of a sudden the transmission is sagging. You can hear the change in the drive shaft as it speeds up and slows down. Let's say there's an issue with the rear axle or the pinion is actually shifted in the vehicle, either due to an alignment issue or other things wrong with the vehicle. Here you can hear it speed up and slow down as we change the angle. But let's take this to a whole nother level. Let's say there's an issue with the rear axle and all of a sudden the pinion has changed angles. Eventually it can get to the point, if there's an issue with the transmission mount, to where it starts to get really, really loud and eventually the drive shaft can break. Okay. But the drive shaft angle is actually a stack tolerance. The angle in front also influences the angle in the rear. So if there's an issue with the front motor mount and then there's also an issue with the rear pinion angle, you're going to eventually get binding and again vibration and noise that the customer is going to notice. Also, it's critical that the drive shaft stays in phase between the 2 U-joints. If it's altered by 90 or 180 degrees, you're going to get vibration in the drivetrain. This is because the center part of the drive shaft is out of phase. While this may be a lot of fun, keep in mind that every time a drive shaft is pulled from the vehicle or a drive shaft component fails, that you diagnose the angles on the drive shaft. Excessive drive shaft angle binding will cause premature wear over time. If there is noticeable wear on the drive shaft or the components, often the best solution is to replace the entire drive shaft. This way you are ensured that any potentially worn components are replaced and the drive shaft is performing at OE specifications again. I'm Andrew Markel. Thank you very much.